Hey guys, so last week I made the video on how much time do you actually need to start SMMA. And from that sprouted the question of how much money do you actually need to start a social media marketing agency. And I got a ton of DMs, well, not a ton, like 2 maybe. My channel isn't that big, but anyways. So how much money do you actually need to start a social media marketing agency, and kind of going over what kind of the more of the specifics of it and like why you can actually start with zero money. Now, I'm not gonna be like, oh yeah, you can start with zero money and have a build up to 10K in 3 months time, because that is definitely obviously not the case. Because most people, if they're starting a SMMA with no money and no cash, that just means, most likely they've never had any business experience, things of that nature. And it's it's definitely going to be harder for you, not because, you don't have the capital to invest, but because, you've never built any businesses before and you've never really been in the space before. So let's get straight into it without wasting any of you guys' time. How much money you actually need to start an SMMA actually depends on your situation. So to be honest, you can definitely start with zero. And the only reason that you haven't started with zero is because you don't think you can start with zero. And you don't think you can build up to at least 1 to 3K minimum. Even 3 to 5K you can realistically do with no fixed overhead costs. And I'm going to get into what kind of overheads you have for your agency in just a second. But basically, the only limiting belief and the only thing you have in yourself right now is you think because you have no money, you can't start a business. Not just SMMA, you think because you don't have any money to invest, you can't start a business. That is completely false, because here's the thing. SMMA is not a product-based business. So that means there's no fixed overhead costs. It's a service-based business. So as long as you're offering your time, you're essentially selling your time, basically. Because if someone hires you to do XYZ for them in terms of social media, whether it be content management, creation, or ads, then it's they're literally paying you for your time, essentially. So, and does your time have any fixed overheads to it? No. So let's get into what kind of fixed overheads there are for my agency and what you will face in the beginning too. In terms of fixed overheads, what that essentially means is that's money going out of your bank account on a monthly basis that you have no control over. Even if you have 100 clients, that amount of money is still going to leave your bank account regardless. So fixed overhead costs when starting an agency is literally software. And guess what? You can scale to 3 to 5K with free software completely. You don't even need a domain name for your email. I cannot emphasize how little money you need to start SMMA, because if you are strategic and smart about it, you don't even need a course. If you can really extract the value out of the free content on YouTube, join a few Facebook groups. That's literally all you need to get started with SMMA. Now, I have reviewed courses in the past. If you want to check out my Imangaji Agency Incubator review or my Jordan Platton's review, just go on my channel, scroll down a little bit. It's one of my most popular videos. Check those out if you really are looking for a good course. Now, if you don't have the money for that, don't worry. I've basically covered how to get your first client in excruciating detail on this channel. The amount of people, for example, my first accountability partner, she has a client. My current accountability partner, he has several clients now. And literally my coaching student, the 2 of them right now, I don't offer coaching anymore, by the way, that was just a one-off trial. My 2 of my coaching students, they started outreach this week, started to, get replies. And soon, I'm guessing in the next couple of weeks, they're going to be booking their first couple of meetings. So it's definitely possible to start with zero money. And it's just that you need to overcome the mental barrier of thinking to start a business, you need this massive level of investment and blah, blah. You need at least XYZ amount. Literally just focus on doing outreach and think about everything later. That would be the best piece of advice for you. And in terms of the softwares you need to start, Zoom, completely free again. Slack, completely free again. Loom, free for 25 videos. Gmail, G Drive, all of that, free of charge. Like, you don't need to pay anything to pretty much start an agency. If you're thinking like, okay, how do I get the contracts out of the way? Then literally use Adobe PDF Reader, which is free. You can create signature fields and things of that nature on the actual app itself. Again, and that's also legally binding in terms of where to actually find the contracts. Just like literally write one out yourself by looking at some templates online. Again, like nothing about SMMA actually needs money, you know, to start. So yeah, the long and short answer of it is you need zero money to start. In terms of overhead costs, for me personally, it's around £150 a month on software. And even then, I'm going to be cutting that down drastically with the unsubscription of ClickFunnels and things of that nature. So yeah, it's really not that hard in terms of pulling together the money. And I feel like I'm actually just dragging this video on long enough to convince you guys how how simple it is to start your agency without any money. And like, as I said, this is the third time saying this in the video. Like, it's just in your head. The only reason why you think you need money is because you haven't convinced yourself that it's possible to scale to 3 to 5K with no money in terms of fixed overhead costs. If you want to bring on a contractor, that will entirely be, you know, per client basis. So that means, you know, the client pays you and you wait 30 days before you have to pay your contractor. That gives you so much time to use the money and just take it to buy certain software to help you with outreach, automation, things of that nature. Of course, you know, if you have like proper CRM tools, proper email sending tools, things of that nature, like it's going to help you massively in terms of, you know, reducing the amount of work that you have to do initially. But ultimately, if you just put in the work and the hours in outreach and doing everything correctly and smartly, then yeah, you'll have a client in no time, and there's really no reason for you to have any doubts about that. So yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this video, and in tomorrow's video, I'm going to be covering exactly how to actually test your contractor's knowledge. This is going to be basically a follow-up from my recruitment video, but basically a lot of people have asked me, well, 3 to 5, have asked me how to actually find out if your contractor is actually legit or not. Because to be honest, a lot of media buyers out there are the same as you. They want to do a kind of SMMA, but don't really know what they're doing. So they're trying out service delivery and they're not really competent because they've never really handled major ad accounts, things of that nature. So yeah. Tomorrow's video, going to be covering how to, you know, basically identify the contenders from the pretenders. So yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Hit me up with any questions on Instagram and drop any comments, like this video, subscribe to the channel for tomorrow's video. Have a good day, guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow.